Here's an example of some coding to talk about ocean zones in the topic of oceans using ScratchJnr. So here we have a 2-page ScratchJnr presentation. First one just covers the sunlit zone, and the other one contains a simple structure of sunlit, twilight and abyss zones. I'm just going to go through a little bit on how this was created. So initially this was just one of the standard scenes that can be all set up within ScratchJnr, and you can add your scene from the sea down here, choose it and press the tick to add it, and so I'll just cancel that one. And so in the background you can see a range of creatures have been added. Each has their own code, and so the kids were challenged to, pupils were challenged to code each of those. And then the diver explains the sunlit zone and talks about how he's going to get into a submarine to go diving deeper. The code for the second screen is a little bit more complex. Boys handled it in different ways, and also has the ability to show that you can add other images from outside of Scratch into this, and I'll show you into ScratchJnr, and I'll show you this briefly so that you get a bit of an idea. So here we have a range of characters. The submarine is the main character that does most of the talking, so when the, I'll just throw that one away, don't need it, whoops. So here he does some initial movement, which ends in sending a red broadcast. He listens to his own red broadcast and then goes down to say something else. It goes down a bit deeper into the sea and then sends a blue broadcast, and then that's the one for the last layer down here. Over here you can see what he says when the green flag is first pressed, and that works in parallel. There's the movement for the first scene, and there's the audio for the first scene, or the first use of the green flag in this level. I'll play through it and then I'll show you how to add creatures like this that come from outside of Scratch. So back to the first screen. I'll leave it on this code so you can see down here the code being walked through as you hear what's going on.
Oh, it's so awesome swimming under the sea. I love seahorses with their curly tails and funny noses. I love trying to catch fish, and I just love the colours under the sea. But now I'm going to take you deeper, down to the abyss. I have to get into my submarine. Here I am in the sunlit zone. I can see my friend the seahorse and spinning starfish. Let's go down deeper. Welcome to the twilight zone. I can see a giant squid being chased by a sperm whale. Now I'm in the deep dark abyss. I have to turn on all my lights so I can see in this black inky nothingness. Oh, there's the blobfish hiding behind a red tulip.
Now, having just gone down to the last zone, I have thought that maybe I'll do one more movement in this. So I'm just going to code that when he receives the blue message, this submarine here is actually not only, it's just going to move a little bit closer to the blobfish. So I'll just get this, and whoops, going the wrong way, and we'll just add in a little movement of maybe 6 or so. I could of course then go back up to the surface, but depending on how much time you've got and what you're going to do, this is probably more than enough. Lastly, I'll just show you quickly how to add another character. So adding another character out from outside of Scratch, or an image from outside of Scratch, click on the plus sign for the characters over here, choose the blank page and press paint. So I've got that there. Now I'm just, say I was putting in that sperm whale again. I just grab the line tool here and the short, not fat lines, but a nice thin line. So you're on this. None of these other ones will particularly work, although sometimes some are, a square shape drawn on the thing would be good to put something inside that. Press undo and go back to that. So my sperm whale had a sort of a shape a bit like this, so I'm just drawing basically an ovoid shape on the screen, pressing the camera and then press in the middle of your page. Now immediately you'll get it pointing at you, so I'm going to swap the camera around and just going to wake up my laptop now. At this point you can put in any image that you wish to have in there. So here we go, we've got the picture of the sperm whale. So I'm just going close to it on the screen and then pressing the camera down below. Once I've done that, I can just tap on the picture. Now it's very important that this is the rotation, it allows me to rotate things, but this one here allows me to edit around the picture and do what I would say is a rudimentary version of masking. And so just dragging these blobs around allows you to move in close to your image. And when you've done that accurately all the way around, now if you have too many blobs, you can just tap on a blob. I'm going to tap one up in the top there and see how they're just disappearing. I didn't need that many, so I can just, and conversely if you need to add one, like you've deleted too many, so I've just deleted too many there, I can just tap on the line to add one back in. And so it's just a case of telling the kids to move the handles closer into where you want them to be. Any point you make a mistake, just tap and add extra ones or move them around again. And just keep going. Sometimes tapping and adding an extra one is what you need to do at any point. And when you're finished, obviously just pressing the tick will be enough. Now obviously that one is not finished and not as cleanly as that sperm whale there. If I need to continue to edit, I can come over on the left hand side, press on the paintbrush and make sure I'm on the arrow tool and then tap on them again and continue doing my masking until I've got a lot closer. Again, I'm just not going to finish that. Get rid of some by tapping them because I've got too many there. Press the tick when I'm done, and you see I'm a little bit better now, but still not as good as what I could be. So that's how to add extra creatures. Have fun coding.